Hello friends, I've got four small packages here from Baker Creek that we get to tear in together. I've been holding on to them, just kind of like a little Christmas present to myself. And let's go ahead and see what we've got here. Let's check this out. Yeah, so I actually purchased some ground cherry seeds because I was overly generous giving out my ground cherries and the seeds for them and did not save enough for myself. So I went ahead and splurged and got some more, and now I'll have some named varieties. So this is New Hanover, and then my free seeds were Merlot lettuce, and I got a couple Aunt Molly's. So I've got two Aunt Molly's and the Hanover, and this one says, preserved by the late Katie Hoffman Stonecker from 1903 to 1983 is when she lived in Pennsylvania. Sweet, fruity, and addictive. So that's the New Hanover. And Aunt Molly's, you might be already familiar with this variety. It's the more traditional variety. It's a Polish heirloom variety, and it has unusually fine flavor, very sweet with a nice hint of tartness. So this kind of tastes like, it's kind of like a tomato and a pineapple had a baby. And you'll know that these are fresh or ripe when the fruit falls off a plant. So it's like a tomato plant kind of, but a lot shorter. And a lot of times you won't even know how much fruit there is because the fruit forms underneath the plant in these little lantern husks. And then when they're ripe, they fall to the ground. And so you don't pick them, you pick them up. So also you want to make sure that they are really yellow and not green at all. So if they're green, just toss them in a bowl, put them in the fridge or on the counter, and wait for them to be yellow. So you want them to be this pretty yellow color. If they're green, they're toxic, so you need to wait till they are yellow. And they're very good. These would make a really good substitute for maybe mango in a mango salsa, like if you have an allergy like I do. So I'm looking forward to growing these this year, and I'm going to be growing a lot because I really like them. Let's open the next package. This one, isn't that cute? Reminds me of like the Peter Cottontail stories. So what do we have here? Ooh, okay. So I got Scabiosa Paper Moon because I want to do some dry floral arrangements, and those are going to make really beautiful floral arrangements. I also bought Lotus because I want those nice big seed heads. So I'm going to be growing Lotus that I got someplace else, and then I'm going to grow the Scabiosa Paper Moon. I also have straw flower I purchased a while back. So I was thinking some dried arrangements would be really pretty. And I could also make wreaths out of all of the cherry suckers around the property. So having the flowers in the wreath, I think it would be really pretty. So this says 95 days, whimsical everlasting flower with fascinating star-spangled spherical heads. These 2 to 3 inch blooms have dusty blue petals, and once they drop, a gorgeous dried flower head is left in their place. So that's going to be really pretty. It says, okay, this is going to be something I have to start early. So indoors 4 to 6 weeks before last frost. Barely cover as light aids germination. Cold stratification for 2 weeks will improve germination. Okay, so cold stratify for 2 weeks before those 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, may require support. So I think these are going to be really pretty in the front of the property. I really want to have some attractive plants in the front where everybody sees them. So Scabiosa, that's going to be beautiful. And then we got some more of the free Merlot lettuce, which has lots of antioxidants. That beautiful purple red color is gorgeous. Oh, I want to make horehound candy. So I bought some more horehound seeds. And I'll have to put this in my rotation. So I use the older seeds first. And it's perennial. Silver foliage. around 18 inches tall, somewhat broader, delicate white flower, the traditional remedy for coughs. And I really do like white horehound candy, which is also kind of like a cough drop, but they're really, really good. So definitely going to grow these and learn how to make those candies. I'll have to make a video on that, of course. So subscribe if you want to see that later. And then we have Mullen White Bride, which I do already have mullen, but these are specific named varieties, not just the common type. So mullen is great. If you're really trying to be getting into like permaculture, then mullen and comfrey and plants like that are wonderful. This is perennial, blousy white blooms sway in the breeze along tall spires. Plants reach 24 to 30 inches tall and about 12 to 18 inches wide. They're short-lived perennials, so they might live a few years, and they will easily reseed, which I always love, bringing crisp white flowers and lots of pollinator action year after year. Okay. Fairly dry soil is good, so if I put this in the perimeter of my property where I can't really reach that well for watering, that would be a good place for it. Remove spent blooms to prevent seed formation to control spreading, which you can do if you're concerned. I also have an undeveloped property that I'm going to be trying to propagate lots of plants out there where I'm not going to be able to get there a lot. So plants like this that don't need a lot of watering would be perfect for that property. I'm really looking forward to making videos of that land. It's a property, it's about 5 acres, it's on a lake, and it's in forested area, and it's been pretty much untouched for the last 40 years. So it was logged at one point, but I'm going to go in there and see how much space they have, and I want to grow a lot of things that don't need a lot of TLC, so mullen would be good. And then we've got the yarrow Colorado mix. So it's going to be multiple different colors. Perennial, which I love. Year after year is basically what that means. Irresistible mix of blood red, cerise cream, yellow and white flowers, summer through autumn. So that means like when it's going to be blooming, I guess. Prefers full sun, tolerates some shade. Surface sow, seed indoors 8 to 12 weeks early, before the last frost. Keep moist but not soggy. Grow plants until large enough to transplant. Set out after frost has passed. So this is going to be another one. I'm trying to gather all the ones I have to plant early, like with my tomatoes and peppers. Peppers are the first thing I need to plant because they're so slow. So peppers first, then tomatoes, then eggplants. Then I'll be planting the yarrow and the Scabiosa Paper Moon. And let me see how early. The ground cherries also need to be planted early, 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. So don't forget to plant the ground cherries about 2 months, basically. 2 months before your last frost. Ground cherries are so good. If you haven't grown them before, make sure that you do. So I'm kind of separating out. I used to just always alphabetize my seeds, but now I'm kind of alphabetizing them, but also by like when to plant them. Things I'm planting early versus things I'm planting in the early spring, direct sowing, that is. So some things I'm going to grow indoors, get them ready, and then I'll plant some things direct sowing, like the peas, radishes, I'll be direct sowing like in April. I might try doing some like lettuces and things like that because I've had really bad luck with lettuce being really bitter. So I'm growing like a lot of alternatives, lettuce and spinach alternatives. But I'm going to try to grow some lettuce, maybe direct seed it really early and see how I do, if I can get to grow before things get hot and they start to bolt, because then they get really, really bitter. Okay, what else do I have in here? Let's rip into this third package here. And I just love their packaging. Isn't that cute? It's like the Great Wall of China. And is this like a little radish, a watermelon radish? Isn't that cute? Okay, let's rip this open. Oh, and that's cute. This is this package was put together by Caroline. Or is it Carolina? Carolina? Well, that's very cool. So here we have Swiss chard. This one's called Japanese mountain spinach. And Swiss chard is a really great green to be growing if you're not growing it already. I have had so many Swiss chard plants around here, and just many different varieties. They're beautiful. 40 to 60 days, this amaranth relative is resistant to heat, even up to 104 degrees. The edible stems and leaves can be used as a substitute for spinach, either boiled or removed to remove the bitterness, or raw in salads. It has a hardiness of Swiss chard in perfect balance with the tender sweetness of spinach, and it's very easy to grow. So sow in place, which I like because that's much easier. Save a couple steps there. Early spring to midsummer into rich, moist soil. Keep well watered. Side dress with compost for best leaf production. Yields until very cold weather. And I've even had Swiss chard over winter and go to seed the next year, which has been lovely. So if I have some named varieties like the Japanese mountain spinach and I really like it, then I will be able to differentiate between the different varieties. Okay. I have been waiting for this pepper. I'm not sure how to say it. Reza Macedonian. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that cracked look on the outside. Is it Reza Macedonian. So I've been looking forward to this for a long, long time. It's a traditional Macedonian type. Ranges from mild to sometimes very pungent. Spectacular long red embroidered fruit. Start them in 8 to 12 weeks early. Okay, so 8 to 12 weeks, which is whenever you have plants you have to start indoors, it is a bit of work, and it's like lots of like moving the containers, transplanting them, moving them again. But I think it's going to be worth it for this one. It looks really, really good. Heat mat helps to warm soil and speed germination. That's really good for most peppers, I believe. Peppers often appreciate a bit of afternoon shade during the hottest summer months. So I like to grow peppers in containers because they are perennial. No one grows them that way basically, but if you really love the pepper, you can grow it in a container and then prune it really good, bring it indoors for wintertime. So that's my plan. So I'm looking forward to growing these. I've never tasted them before, so I'm not sure on the flavor, but I'm really excited about it. And this is a blot pepper. It's a rainbow colored pepper from Russia, a stellar sunset of colors and the very best flavor we have tasted in a sweet pepper. And I love sweet peppers. I'm thinking I'm going to use this for stuffing, like to open them up and stuff them. The flesh of this thick-walled pepper is supremely crunchy and juicy. Well, these will be really good for packing lunches and snacks and picnics. Easily our favorite snacking and raw eating pepper. I like to dip peppers in egg salad. So if I ever go low carbing again, or with hummus, it's really, really good. Adding dazzling color to salads and well suited to cooking too. So 8 to 12 weeks before last frost, as will be all the peppers. And I would go longer on the peppers, starting them as early as possible. And then I got more of the Merlot lettuce for free. Let's rip into the last package here. And isn't this beautiful? This giant cabbage with the little bunnies. Support giant number 4 cabbage. No, Sapporo. Support. Is it? That's so silly. Okay, Sapporo giant number 4 cabbage. Okay, oh, isn't this cute? All right, let's open this up. And this one came with a different free seed variety, Komatsuna Old Tokyo, which is that mustard? Let's see. Okay, so it's a brassica, a traditional komatsuna from Tokyo, Japan, that is dense in nutrition and so refined in flavor. Komatsuna is also known as spinach mustard. Can be used cooked or raw and has a mild spinach flavor. It's tolerant of heat and frost. You have to excuse my nasally pronunciation today. I'm still really sick. getting over the flu. Sew in place, which I like that. Save a couple steps. Kamatsuna. And everyone who knows Baker Creek has been seeing the commercials for this. The filter kraut. Look at that. This is the original sauerkraut. Ingredient is this particular type. So, of course, it's another brassica. So if you want to grow brassicas and save the seeds, you only want one type in that area, or at least one type that's flowering at that time. So if you let one type go a second year to flower, and you have another one that's still heading up, it's okay. But if they're flowering at the same time, then they will cross. This mammoth-sized cabbage has heads with an unusual pointed shape and an extra sweet and juicy flavor. This fall harvested long season variety easily produces heads over 10 pounds each and is a favorite for making outstanding traditional sauerkraut. So I think I'll use it for making, not sauerkraut, but making, what's it called? I had to pause for a second. I was like, I cannot think of the word. I was like, it's not sauerkraut. What's it called? Coleslaw. So my kids, my older two kids really love coleslaw. And so I don't like sauerkraut, but they love coleslaw. So I thought this would be really, really good for making that for them. And maybe I'll try to make some coleslaw because there are some people in my family who really like it. I just think it's so stinky. And then I got some Brunswick cabbage, which is more of the traditional that people usually see. It's really good at making a nice head. And you know those outer leaves of the cabbage that don't look very, very beautiful? My chickens just go absolutely insane for those. The lower leaves and the outer leaves never go to waste around here. At the very least, if you don't have chickens or pigs, you can use them for composting. But the chickens just adore them. So this is introduced in 1924. A large drumhead cabbage, very cold hardy, and they usually taste better once they're a little bit cold. A fall-winter type, stores very well and is excellent market variety because people like to see perfect fruits and vegetables. You know that. Planting instructions: prefers cool weather and ample, even moisture. Sow seeds to set transplants into rich soil. Time plantings for spring or fall harvest. So that means you're starting them early, really early in the spring, and then you can have them harvest them really late in the fall. You don't want them to get slimy, but they're going to be really, really good maturing into the cold. So they probably would be better in the fall than in the spring, but I'm going to do both because I got quite a few seeds in here. Do a few maybe early and then late and see how I like them both ways. So succession planting is something else you can do to plant them like in succession, and then you'll get more. This is my last packet of seeds from this order. I cannot say this. Calibos? Which would be the most fun way to say it? Calibos. Cabbage. And that's beautiful. It looks a lot like the other one, the shape of it anyway, but the color is a beautiful pinky purple. 85 days, eminently useful European variety, conical, long, heart-shaped, 2-pound heads of deep red, and it's a good keeper, mild, sweet flavor. So 2-pound heads. So it's a lot smaller than the other one, but you're also getting all those antioxidants. Look at how beautiful this is. All right, so I've got so many cabbage. Let me go ahead and organize this really fast. So in those 4 small orders, I got cabbage Brunswick, cabbage Filterkraut, the Calibos cabbage, or however you say that. 2 different kinds of ground cherries. I got the Aunt Molly's and the New Hanover. Which these, if you don't have them, trust me, they're so good. I mean, there are people who don't like them. I heard somebody before in one of my seed groups who made a pie out of them. That sounds absolutely disgusting. No, you just eat these fresh out of the garden, or maybe in some kind of salsa would be really good, but fresh. And I wouldn't bother baking them. That's weird. Horehound, for those horehound candies, I'll make videos on that. The Kamatsuna Otokyo, which is a like a spinach, which will be really good. I've got the Merlot free seed packets here, the white bread mullein, blot peppers, which are sweet, the Reza Macedonian peppers, which are beautiful, and then I've got Scabiosa Paper Moon, Swiss chard, yarrow, and that's all. So God bless you all, and I apologize for the quality of this video, but I'm feeling really sick today, so this is the best I can do today. The quality will pick up. I'm just really under the weather. But God bless you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Live long and prosper. Make sure you click thumbs up. Comment below of these varieties, which of these might be interesting to you. All right, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.